as I would only be using Rover, I decided to go with the waifu variant. Don't judge me. Afterwards, I was greeted by my character drifting in space with a celestial. Said celestial imbued me with some kind of magic and then promptly threw me down. After the fall, Rover found herself in a sky ocean. Yes, you heard me correctly. She then went unconscious and woke up to two local resonators, Shishia, the one with the red hair, and Yangyang, the one with the blue beret. For reference, resonators are people who can interact and manipulate the frequencies of certain objects, so people with powers. The three talked for a bit and discovered two things. Firstly, that Rover is unharmed, and secondly, that Rover has amnesia. Funnily enough, the reason Rover is called Rover is due to not remembering her name, hence why Yangyang and the others decided to call her that. The trio then began making their way out of the area, until their journey was interrupted by tacit discords. In layman's terms, tacit discords are monsters made up of frequencies. If that doesn't make any sense, then that's something we share in common. After defeating the tacit discords, Rover got a vision while looking at the fire, pun intended, looking dragon statue. The vision just consisted of them staring at each other. After the vision, some more enemies showed up. Speaking of which, I ended up spacing out and accidentally used Yangyang twice, but apart from tutorials, this is the only time I used a different character. After defeating the Tassin discords, the trio made their way through a cave and arrived at a cliffside. Shishia noticed the nearby Tassin field below, where Tassin discords come from. She points out that one of her friends, Bai Zhe, is down there. They glided down to the Tassin field. Shishia promptly tried to talk to Bai Zhe, but she ignored her and walked up to Rover. She commanded her Loch Ness-looking pet, which I have dubbed Nessie, to investigate her. Nessie flied around Rover and decided that she passed the vibe check. Rover then attempted to feign being ill as a means to woo Bai Zhe.
Are you alright? Where does it hurt?
Worry has clouded your judgment, Yangyang. Her vitals are stable, with normal-sized pupils and a steady breathing rhythm.
Unamused by Rover's lack of riz, the Tassin field promptly tried to murder them with earthly spikes and a loud frequency. Unfortunately for Mother Nature, Rover is goaded with the sauce and remained unaffected by the loud frequency. Nature did not take kindly to this, and decided to summon one of the coolest second bosses I have seen in a long time.
Fight!
Moment of resonance.
One might think that Rover would have no chance. However, seeing as this is a gacha game, Rover has a passive ability that allows her to go "nuh-uh." This passive ability promptly ends the knight despite their second phase. After defeating the knight, the others told her to use her terminal to capture the Echo. Echo, meaning a summon you can get after defeating an enemy. Terminal, meaning the weird-looking flask device that allows you to capture echoes. But the unthinkable happened, and Rover was unable to capture the Night Echo. Rover's body took offense to this and promptly ate the Echo. After eating the Echo, the others began to speculate that Rover might be an old god.
Could it be that Rover's like the great granny of us all?
Let's not jump to conclusions without
However,
enough
Bai
data
Zhe
and
was
proper
skeptical.
analysis.
Before they could continue, they received a transmission on their terminal. The magistrate, Jinxi, of the nearby town showed up as a hologram. She vaguely talked about an important visitor that she wants to meet. Evident to everyone but the game characters, the visitor she is referring to is Rover. With that being said, the hologram is pre-recorded, so the party couldn't ask her any questions. Long story short, Rover made their way to the town, but not before destroying the local ecosystem. Rover managed to get 3 echoes during her expedition. As they entered the town, a lady that was sat upon a tree branch creepily monologued about Rover. Here's hoping Rover carried pepper spray.
Dearest.
On the way to register her terminal, Rover met Shishia's uncle, Chenpi, and his cool-looking robot. Rover exchanged the goods she found earlier.
What the hell?
Before leaving, she also met an adorable dog.
Can I interact with the dog? Yeah, who's a good boy?
Finally, she made her way to the nearby spire and registered her terminal. Game-wise, I unlocked a map. I'm not sure what else registering did. She then finally made her way to the town hall. She went in by herself. Unfortunately, Jinxi was nowhere to be found. Instead, she was greeted by Sanhua, the bodyguard of the magistrate. Sanhua used her special eye to see Rover's energy signature. Aside from looking pretty, it also matched the energy signature of her magistrate. Sanhua gave Rover some tokens that the magistrate wanted her to have. She then gave Rover special permissions, a room of her home at the town hall, and a grappling hook. Rover then took her leave, but not before trying out one of the echoes she got earlier.
One with the sounds.
What the heck? The turtle starts dancing? Oh my god, that's awesome.
Rover then used her newfound grappling hook and made her way to the lab that Baishu works at. Before entering, she discovered a locked chest. Being the loot goblin that she is, she promptly completed the challenge and unlocked it.
Cherish every gain.
Once inside the lab, she asked Baizhu to run tests on the tokens. While the tokens were being tested, Baizhu ran a health checkup on Rover in the form of a matrix-like simulacrum combat test.
Hesitation.
Unsurprisingly, the test glitched and Rover was teased at having an awesome boss battle.
Rover! Rover!
Aww, dang it.
But, like all good things in life, she was left disappointed because she woke up before she could fight the boss. Like that dream you had a while ago, where you fell in love and then woke up. A few moments later, the test results for the tokens came in. There were a few items that seemed relatively normal apart from two, the sugar pearl and the sundial. The sugar pearl was an outdated vaccine candy from 20 years ago, and the sundial had a scroll inside it, but it was locked. Rover took the practical approach and tried to rip it open.
Hold on. Remember when I said don't force it open?
Sadly, another scientist, or Tifi, saw things differently and stopped her. With only bits and pieces of information gathered, Rover decided to take her leave. As she exited the lab, she was greeted by Shishia. Shishia, Rover, and Yangyang agreed to meet up tomorrow to hang out and eat. Rover made her way to the city hall alone, but not before two mysterious figures watched her from afar. But oh, would you look at that? The two mysterious figures were being watched by Sanhua. Talk about stockception. Congratulations on making it to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If we can hit 5 likes, I'll make a part 2. With that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.